Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining Lightspeed for this webinar. I'm Mike Sedek. I run retail trading here at Lightspeed, and I'm happy to have Fausto Pugliese back with me today for this presentation on improving the odds of turning trading into a successful career. For those of you who don't know Fausto, he's the founder and the CEO of Cyber Trading University, which is one of the premier destinations for trader education, as well as one-on-one coaching. Throughout the webinar, we'll be taking questions from the audience, so if there's anything that you want to ask, just type it into the webinar questions box. And of course, this webinar will be recorded, and we're going to add it to our online webinar archives for future viewing. And you can find that as well as our other recorded webinars at lightspeed.com/webinar. Just a quick disclosure before we start. Please remember that this webinar is being provided for educational purposes only. So that means no information presented constitutes a recommendation by either Lightspeed or Cyber Trading University to buy, sell, or hold securities or to pursue any specific trading strategies. So with that out of the way, let me turn the presentation over to Fausto and we can get started.
Mike, thank you very much. And everybody, I'd like to thank Lightspeed once again to have me again. I always look forward to coming on and doing these special events. And thank you for everybody for this great afternoon that we've been having. Hopefully everybody had a profitable and exciting trading in the market. What we're going to be talking about, once again, is some of the key components of being a successful trader. Now, if you're trading on the Lightspeed product, like I said, it's got one of the best tools on there, one of the best I've seen in a long time. I'm going to talk about some of those tools that you're going to be able to use. Not only that, but at the end of today's presentation, I'm going to hopefully invite all of you will be able to attend and join me tomorrow trading on the Lightspeed product, where I'm going to be doing live trading in the market using it and showing you how to use the top percentage gainers and losers, using the level 2, the level 3, the total view, all the things of being an active and professional trader. So got a lot to cover. But one of the things I really want to focus on today also is talking about psychology. I want to talk a little bit about some of the mental things that people, mistakes that they make. Hey, listen, I was a trader. I made the same mistakes. I'll tell you, I'm no different. I'm human. I'm not just like you. But I'll talk about some of the things to avoid and to prepare if you're getting yourself into a bad situation. Now, let me change the slide here. 5 things we're going to be learning. Once again, the disclaimer is up there, and Mike already kind of went over the disclaimer. Now, 5 things we're going to cover. We're going to cover how to read level 2, how to read level 3, which is the total view. We're going to talk about discipline and how to find hot stocks to trade in today's markets. And last but not least, why our traders that we've trained do better than the average trader than investor. So those are the 5 things that we're going to cover going into this afternoon session. Now, just a quick introduction about Cyber Trading University, just to let you know. I started the company back in 1995, actually one of the original day traders, SOS Bandits, aka SOS Bandits, that started. I'm also 9-time champion at the Traders Challenges. Trading gets every school, and like I said, 9-time champion doing that, proud to say that. The thing is that you have to understand the way I started the company. I am the CEO of the company, but the way it all started was it was never intended to start a school. Okay, the way it's intended to become and how it became born was I was a trader, just like you guys, and believe it or not, lost miserably. Okay, not in a bad way. It's just that I never really, had somebody or a mentor show me how to do it. I thought you just go out there, open up a brokerage account, and start trading. Well, it was a very fast lesson that it wasn't as easy as just hitting the buy and sell. Being fortunate to live in New York, and once again, Lightspeed being over here also in their main headquarters in New York, learn from some of the best traders in the industry. And believe me, what I've learned on the first day on the job, I should have never made my first trade. So that's why what I'm about to show you this afternoon, a couple of bells and whistles and tools to help you become better at it, is that you need to learn before you can earn. And to be successful in this market, you have to know what to look at. And that's what I'm hopefully going to accomplish today and also tomorrow. First thing I want to cover, probably the most important tool on the Lightspeed product. I assume we all could agree markets go up, stocks go up due to supply and demand. Well, I don't know how many of you here are using the level 2, but the level 2 basically tells you where the buyers and sellers are. Now, I'm just going to do a quick little thing about this, and then we're going to move on and get into the more exciting stuff. But if you look right here, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but right here on the left-hand side and the right-hand side, you got two columns. The left column are the buyers, the right column are the sellers. And then you have 3 rows. MM means market maker, price, and quantity. Quantity means how many shares that market maker wants to buy. So not only do you have market makers like Goldman Sachs, which you can see right here, he's highlighted, but you also have exchanges, NASDAQ, EDGX, Archipelago. And on the ask side, you could see who's selling it, at what price they're looking to sell their shares for, and how many shares they want to sell. See, the thing about level 2 is, which I just mentioned earlier, stocks go up due to supply and demand. So now you get to see the supply and you get to see the demand. Now you see who's buying it, and now you see who's selling it. Now you see how many shares he wants to buy. Now you see how many shares he wants to sell. And once again, tomorrow when I trade live, and I assume a lot of you here already know about it, but when this market's trading, you'll see this level 2, depending on what stocks you're looking at, could be very volatile and blink like a Christmas tree on high blinking lights, or it could trade a lot more controllable. And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people discourage level 2, because some people look at stocks a little bit faster than others. But I'll show you how to monitor it, because what happens here controls everything else. It controls the charts, controls the top 20 list, everything else. So it is a very, very important tool, and hopefully you guys know how to use it, because we're going to use it very, very frequently tomorrow. Now, what is level 3? Well, I know some of you probably attended the last presentation, and it might sound like a quick little repeat, but I just can't tell you how important it is that no matter how much you hear it, it's never enough. Lightspeed, in my opinion, probably has the best total view out there in the industry. And the reason why is a lot of companies might only show you NASDAQ or ARCA, one or the other. But what's nice about the Lightspeed product, it will show you every exchange out there. Now, I'm going to cover a lot of this tomorrow, once again, when the market's trading. I just want to give you a quick little definition of what it is. Basically, you're seeing over 20 times more data, aka volume, that's going on in a stock. You have to understand something. Market makers don't only just trade within themselves on level 2. They'll route their order to another exchange, another company out there, and it would be EDGX or be on NASDAQ, whatever it is. So, and not only that, what's nice about it is you get to see every price out there. Which, by the way, if you'll notice, if you look at the total view, you'll see bigger block orders, meaning more volume than you would see on level 2. So in the past year or two, it's been becoming a lot more imperative that you use it. And once again, I'm going to cover it very, very intensively tomorrow, because you're going to need to understand this, because this is where you're going to see the big block orders. Now, getting on also defining exchanges, once again, you can check with Lightspeed what they are. I preferably like to use NASDAQ. EDGX is pretty good, but the top 3 are probably the ones you'll see most active. So what do? We talked about the level 2, and we talked about total view. Once again, I am going to go over it really intensively starting tomorrow, because then we'll see what it's like when the market trades, because once again, it's what happens in those windows that make everything else work. But let's talk about the psychology part of it. Everybody here is looking at, okay, Fausto, I got this, I have the Lightspeed, I bought this one, I bought that one, but I know a lot of us have a little mental problem where we kind of get into a discipline problem. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, and I would be lying to you. I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you this. Not every person I teach is successful, okay? And it's almost impossible to do that. You know, I could be a nutritionist, and I can't tell everybody I make is skinny, okay, loses weight. It's up to you to follow the diet, and we all know the ones that succeed and we know the ones that fail. Follow the diet to basically, you know, to follow the program to make you successful at what you're trying to accomplish. Well, trading's the same thing. So let me talk really quick about some discipline things that you guys have to monitor if you want to be very successful in trading. Number one, when I teach my students, I specifically show them and explain to them that trading is a job. It's not investing. Now, we all know what's involved to have a job. Number one, you got to wake up in the morning, okay? Number two, you have responsibility, okay? Number three, there's no breaks, all right? So it's not like, you know, I'll deal with it tomorrow. You know what? If you deal with it tomorrow, guess what? You're not getting paid today. It's a job. You have to treat trading like a job. If you don't, all you're going to do is lose money, and that's why you don't want to do this. Trading is probably, like I said, in my opinion, it's the best job in the world. You are your own boss. You can come and go whatever you please. But there are rules that you have to follow. And number one is keep it like a business. Now, how do you treat it like a business? Well, number one, keep a diary of what you're doing. When I teach my students, I give them what's called a trader's log, a daily log. And it basically monitors, you write down, you know, it's more like a graph sheet. And you just write down, like, you know, what you traded today and how did you do. You know, you bought the stock at this price, you sold it at that price, and what would you end up doing. The whole point of this is that you're trying to, it's like, once again, it's like, and I'm going to use the diet, metaphor, because I know basically we've all tried it, and some of us failed, and some of us have succeeded at it. It's basically like counting calories, you know. To progress in trading, if you can't make money at 100 shares, there's no way you're going to make money at 1,000 shares. So, you know, the whole idea is you try to progress and work your way up, you know, and start doing better. Once you start getting better and you're doing well over the days, then you could start, you know, going to the next level. But you have to write this stuff down. You have to treat it like a business. Once again, what I am telling you is not the Fausto Pugliese or the Cyber Trading University, you know, method. You know, we reinvented this stuff. This is how Wall Street was trained. I was trained by Wall Street market makers. What I'm telling you is what they taught me, and this is how I got better at it. Next, trade in a way that makes you feel comfortable. You know, if you're trading a stock and the thing is trading like crazy, and you don't know if it's going, you're making money, you're losing money, listen, there's no way you're going to make money in the business. If you can't, there are over 10,000 plus stocks out there. I don't know why people keep trading the same fast, expensive stocks and just keep losing money. Tomorrow when I trade in the market, when I go out there, I'll show you what stocks that are comfortable that you could trade, what stocks are fast that get you in trouble. You have to know how to monitor that stuff. If you don't, you're just going to constantly just keep churning your wheels. Now, can these stocks tick you off? Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, listen, you don't want the stock. Sometimes you feel like there's somebody on the other side of the screen looking at you and thinking they're taking your money from you. You know, these stocks could really, really get you very upset. And we all know what happens if we lose our temper. We sometimes do things that we wish we didn't do. Okay? And what happens in trading is that you end up losing more than you want to, and you don't want to do that. You need to control your temper. Must be focused at all times. That's the difference from a focused trader and a non-focused trader. I'll tell you one great story that happened to me. All right, I'll never forget. It was 6 months into. It was 3 months into trading. I just started, and what happened was, I don't know if you guys remember a stock called Netscape. It was a public company a long time ago. Well, back then, my goal was to make about $500 a day, which was about, I don't know, over $100,000 a year. I'm talking 15 years ago. And I was doing good. And what would happen is that I traded the morning, and I made $1,500 in a stock right away. Okay? So, and it was like within the first 30 minutes. in the market. So I'm like, great, I made 3 times more than I expected. It was a beautiful summer day here in New York, and then I had a boat, and I called my friends, and let's go fishing. Well, as I was walking out of my desk in my office, in the corner of my eye, Netscape came out, was halted, and what that means, they stopped trading. They started trading again. The stock was $66. It opened up at $44. So now here I am thinking like, wow, the stock's down 22 points. Maybe I can get it on a bounce. Well, as soon as I bought that stock, I sat down, and I was walking out the door, got greedy, went out there, traded the stock, boom, lost 75 cents on 1,000 shares, $750 out the door within 2 minutes. Now I'm ticked off. Now I want my money back. Well, I don't want to bore you with step-by-step things, but let me tell you what ended up happening at the end. At the end of the day, from doing one trade and making $1,500, I end up trading over 120 tickets that day, okay? 120. Now, I end up losing on that day, I don't know if anybody has a calculator, I'll never forget the numbers, $5,650 I lost, okay? Plus the $1,500 I was up, listen, just because I was up, I lost that, so that's $7,100, okay? Plus, you think you guys, the ticket charges are expensive, you think you're paying a lot, and back then I used to pay $20 a trade. Times that by 120 trades, I spent $2,400 in ticket charges. So, make a long story short, I lost about $10,000 that day. That was the best lesson I was ever taught. And my mentor knew. He says, once he saw me losing money, he says, Fausto, I know it's your money, but you're going to keep losing. I said, leave me alone, this and that. Once again, control your cool, control your temper. I let them get the best out of it. It was the best lesson I ever learned. It took me a month to make it back then, but you know what? Sometimes you got to, we hate to learn the hard way. But anyway, that's the difference from a focused trader and a non-focused trader. Now, what's great about the Lightspeed product and what you can do, which I find a lot of people, once again, don't have patience, paper trade. If you don't know what paper trading means, basically what that means is you're going out there and you're buying, you're selling, you're placing bids and offers on trading account. Listen, if you can't make money on demo, there's absolutely no way you can make money in live mode. Once again, if you're treating it like real money, obviously. This is a business. Treat it like a business. Paper trade. Go out there. Try to do well for 2 weeks. Get familiar. Listen, it's a big change from the Lightspeed product from another platform. Even if you had something similar in the past, you got to get used to the bells and whistles. Call Lightspeed. They got great tech support. They'll show you and tell you things that you need to do. Listen, I'm going to make one guarantee, which technically is not legal, but I'm just going to tell you one guarantee. The stock market's not going out of business, okay? Be patient. It's not going anywhere. You're looking to do this for a career for the rest of your life, not to make it, overnight. Responsibilities as a stock market trader. Analyze your trades at the end of the day. Another thing I highly enforce with my students. At the end of the day, when I'm done with a class, I make sure we go through, okay, did you make money on the bid? Where you bought it, where you sold it, why did you lose money, why did you make money? Because you want to do that again. Let me tell you words of wisdom. Losing money is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing if you know why you lost, because you're not going to do it again. People that start businesses don't become successful overnight. You make mistakes on the road, so you have to expect that you're going to strike out sometimes. Learn from those mistakes. The faster you make those mistakes, the faster you're going to learn. And that's what's going to make you expect you to do very, very well. So, once again, you're doing this as a career. You're doing this for the rest of your life. You're not looking to just do this and just, say, you know what, I'm just going to take this job for about 2 months and then I'm going to go back to what I used to do. Trading, let me tell you, it's the best job in the world. With today's technology and with today's rules and regulations, what you're allowed to have, Jesus, this is crazy. You could even imagine if you step back 15, 16 years ago, you couldn't even look at this stuff. You had to deal with a traditional stockbroker to get this technology. Actually, a stockbroker didn't even have this technology back then. Now you do. The electronic, the convenience. So once again, patience, learn, follow those rules, and expect to succeed. Now, getting back to the KISS method. At Cyber Trading University, another thing we try to keep in mind, and I'm going to cover this tomorrow also, is something called the KISS method. Keep it super simple. For some of you guys that read charts here, charts are great tools. You got a great charting package, but you have to understand that when you look at charts, make sure you try to keep things a little bit more simple. Now, once again, if you're a day trader, technical analysis doesn't really work that well because things happen too fast. If you're a swing trader or you're an investor, then use your indicators. Because what happens, you need to think about it. You don't have to react immediately. I preferably like the day trade because I don't know. I just don't like to hold positions overnight. But once again, keep an eye on the KISS method. Try to keep your charts simple, and I'll go over that once again tomorrow of how my layouts, how I like to have them. Now, finding stocks, like I told you, the Lightspeed product has one of probably the best that I've seen percentage gainers and losers. Now, it's called the raises and the raises and fallers. For some of you probably listen to me, or see me in the past. I always get people ask me, Fausto, where did you find that stock? Where did you find that stock? I mean, like last week, I don't know if anybody was here. I mean, I can't see the chat, but I mean, last week I did a free course on Wednesday, and and if you guys want to see it, we actually have it on our homepage or our website. I did a free course, not even a paid course, a free course, and I was fortunate to be in DNDN when that DNDN took off. Now, DNDN, I bought it out right at the open, which is something I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I bought it. It was up like $120. Within 30 minutes, I ended up being up almost $2,000 in a position. And it was just like a coincidence. It was a real live trade. It was in stage. I didn't even know it was going to happen. But people said, how did you find it? Right smack where you're looking at it. It was in the big risers. So for everybody here, I just want you guys to understand that, because I get people to always say, well, if it's up there, it already moved. You know when it stops moving? When the fat lady sings, and that's at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Okay? When the market's opened, it's going to continue to trade. Once again, best place to find stocks, right there in your percentage gainers and losers.
So, Fausto, another window that I'll mention, I'm not sure if you had it coming up on your slides or not, but I'll just throw it out there, is the break high, break low window.
Right, it's over here in the bottom left. The ticker alert?
Yep, perfect. So, that's a great indicator for stocks that are just making a move on the day. They may not be the greatest gainers or losers in the whole sphere of all the stocks, but it is an indication that this is a stock that's specifically either moving to the upside or the downside and making its own high or low on the day. So this is just, I want to point out, this is just another great window that a lot of our active traders use to find stocks that are in play.
Yeah, if you're an active trader, Mike, that is another great window to use. I used it and I made a lot of money from that window itself. Basically, just to let everybody know what it does is, and I think this is the way it's laid out. If it's highlighted, that means it's breaking if it comes up there, it's breaking a daily high. If it comes up as a highlighted, I think it's a 52-week high. I think that's how. I don't know if that's how it's laid out.
You can set the parameters, but the default is daily and a 15-minute high.
Okay, 15-minute high. Okay. So and once again, it's just other ways of finding stocks that are moving, and you'll constantly keep seeing it breaking new highs and new highs and new highs. It's a great tool. Once again, everybody's always trying to find the stock, what's making the big moves. Once again, those are probably the two best places where to find them. And listen, I'm not saying you can't make money on, your brand name stocks that you see. The Netflix obviously has been making a nice little run recently. But some of you guys, like, you'll constantly keep trading and going back to some stock that you trade. And it's okay to trade that way once you kind of build more of a rapport on the trading pattern of it. But that's second protocol to me. I mean, listen, if I had an opportunity to trade Cisco today versus DNDN, I'm all over it, DNDN. So because that stock had a bigger move and it had the news. Once again, it was in the high-low window and in the percentage gainers and losers. And here you have some stocks like Royal. I mean, I found this stock right on the Lightspeed product. You can see here. There's a 2-day chart over here on the top left, and you can see this stock right at the open went from $4.25 all the way to $5.55. I mean, where was Royal coming up? You could see it came up right in the biggest percentage gainers. And once again, regardless, I don't know what Royal does. Honestly, I really don't care what it does. All I'm here to do is just make money just like you. And if it's got volatility, it's got action, that's all that matters. CMED, here's another stock. 470 right at the open. You can see it's a 2-day chart. From 470, ran all the way to 450. Okay, why did it stop here at 450? If you look here in the long-term chart, you can see right here the resistance levels right around here on 5 is the support levels right around here going into March, May, and June. Another thing about keeping charts very, very simple. Once again, what makes support and resistance levels is big buying and selling, big block orders out there. So the thing that we always teach at Cyber Trading University is having a game plan. Know where the support and resistance levels, know where the big buyers are. Be careful and don't trade breakouts unless, because obviously people trade breakouts for the wrong reasons. What makes stocks break out is that means the sellers are not there anymore. And obviously that's where total view comes in, which we'll cover tomorrow. But once again, a lot of stocks, doesn't matter what CMED's doing. Bottom line, at the end of the day, you make 30 cents on 1,000 shares on a $5,000 investment. You're basically making 2-3% on your money a day. JetBlue, another stock. I mean, I don't know if you guys have been monitoring JetBlue, but JetBlue right here has been, all over the ticker lately. It's been popping up on the alerts. Stock's almost at $6, a $3.50 stock. Once again, am I trading it tomorrow? No. There's going to be a whole list of stocks, but I'm just letting everybody know that, because everybody's asking, where did you find this one? Where did you find that one? Once again, those specific windows that made the big moves. Change the slide here. All right. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, know what your profit goals are. Daily, monthly, be realistic. And I know there's some veteran traders out here, been trading for a long time, and you guys know what I'm talking about also. Once again, this is a job. This is not investing, okay? You're not looking to make 10% on your money, okay? Traders are not in the business to make 10%. We're here to make a salary. If you want to make a $50,000 a year salary, okay, what you need to do is buy 1,000 shares, and the stock has to move 20 cents. You could do that on a $500 stock. You could do that on a $5 stock. Regardless, if either one of those stocks move, it's 20 cents. It's a day's pay. Okay? That's how traders were trained how to do it. So know what your dailies, your goals are. Daily, monthly, be realistic. Don't think, because if you don't have a game plan, that's how you get yourself in trouble. Because you got to know when's enough's enough. This is because what ends up happening, yeah, you meet your goal at 200, and like, what, I made 500. Yeah, 500's not enough. 500 becomes 1,000, and all of a sudden that 1,000 becomes a $1,000 loss. Trust me, I know it. I've been there. I've done it. I've learned the hard way. And once again, this is something that you're going to learn with experience. And how do you know this? If you analyze your trades every day and see how you progress, that's how you're going to learn. Once again, let's get back to weightlifting, okay? I don't know when's the last time some of you guys did any weightlifting, but you probably remember what you used to do. Well, go out there and just try to pick up 250-pound dumbbells and try to bench press. Now, all of a sudden, the only way you're going to get better at it and get to the next level is as you get used to it, you go to the up. You're not going to go out there and put 200 on each arm. You'll probably pull something and kill yourself. Same thing when it comes to trading. Don't try to eventually you'll like to get there, but you got to take baby steps to get there. So be realistic. Whatever money you make in the market, you could lose it just as quickly. Now, for everybody, what I like to do is, before I tell everybody how to get, if they want to watch me trade tomorrow, what I like to do really quick is I would like to bring up the Lightspeed product. Hopefully everybody can see it right here. Can everybody see that? All right.
Yeah, we can see it.
Good, good. So anyway, you could basically see here on the Lightspeed product, there was a lot of stocks that had some good moves that were moving today in the market. You could see right here, like JKS. You can see what the changes are. You could see what's up, what's down. You can see on the bottom left-hand corner, you could see stocks are breaking new highs. Wow, HP's going up. Good thing. HPQ. Okay. Once again, you could see stocks are breaking new highs, new lows. Here's another stock that made a nice move today. HGSI. Oops. Keep pressing. Okay. I don't know if you guys saw it, but here's another stock that had a really nice move today. I mean, there's a lot of stocks out there. Once again, where we find them, risers, ticket alert, but most importantly, you need to look here on level 2, and you also need to see here on total view if the buyers are keep bidding it or they're going to start selling it. All right. Now, we got about a good 10 minutes or so. Just out of curiosity, I know I've been talking for a little while. Does anybody have any questions really quick? Anyone? Mike, I don't know if anybody has any questions there. I know you can see it, but I can't.
Sure. So, yeah, we don't have any questions pending right now. Guys, I'll just encourage everyone, if you do have any questions, please type them in now. I've addressed a few over the chat as you were presenting, so I think I got a few out of the way. But, yeah, I just want to give everyone a last opportunity to put any questions in if they have any.
All right, good. So, anyway, like you said, there's a lot of stocks that made some good moves today. You could see there on the biggest percentage gains and losers. URBN, there's a lot of customization that could be done. You know, you could see how these stocks took a little bit of beatings today. And, you know, there's a lot of things out there you could trade. You're just basically going out there. Here's a stock down 18%. You know, they're out there. You just got to be able to know how to trade them, and I'll cover that tomorrow. All right. Now,
Fausto, do you want to, when you're done here, you want to just bring up your website real quick? You can show our audience where they can register to watch you trade live.
Absolutely. Let me bring that up. Hold on a second. Now, I'll give everybody the link really quick. If you go right here on the right-hand side where it says Quick Links, where it says Free Live Webinar, right there, I don't know if I could put in the chat if they could see that, but you see right there, right on the home page, click where it says Register Now. And there are 2 dates. Tomorrow is the one at 10 a.m., and there's another one next week at the 19th at 10 a.m. So if anybody wants to watch me trade live and use the Lightspeed product and see how I'm going out there, seeing how these windows, looking at level 2, this is a great opportunity for you guys to see what it's like to sit in the driver's seat with a real professional trader. And then once again,
okay,
that's
great.
Tomorrow at 10 a.m.
All right, so we got a couple questions coming in here. So one is someone wanted a more detailed explanation of how the break high, break low works, and I can grab that question. So yeah, basically what it's doing is it's just looking for stocks that are making their own new high or new low on the day. And the reason why that's an important scan is because you might have stocks that maybe aren't making large dollar gain moves, so they're not showing up on a radar screen, but they are making a large percentage move, and more importantly, they are the stocks that are currently moving. So it's constantly scanning a 15-minute time window and looking for anything that's making a recent high within the time frame, or also stocks that are making new highs and new lows on the day.
Right, and that's you know, you got to understand something. Sometimes these stocks, there's not a lot out there that's moving in the market in the risers or fallers, but something that will be here that will eat up a top 10, which will be with, you know, a stock that's up 10%, doesn't mean there's a stock that was down up 3% is not going to eventually get there, but you'll start seeing it picking up down here. That's the key. Any other questions, Mike?
Yeah. So if your goal was $200 a day, where are you setting your stop loss?
At $200 a day. At $200 a day. You don't want to lose more than what you want to make, because if you lose 400, that means you got to have 2 winning days to break even, you know, to get back. So you should never be losing more than what you want to make. So that should be a stop point.
Okay.
And
so
also
for you, for you personally, it's what you're looking to make on the upside is also where you're where you're setting your stop loss.
Exactly.
Okay. So I know a lot of traders take a more conservative approach, and they'll say maybe they're limiting it at 50% or 25% of their upside. But again, I guess it just demonstrates every trader needs to figure out the method that works best for them. But I would agree.
No, I mean,
Definitely
50,
don't lose more than what you're able to make.
No, you're right. Listen, $100 is more, but like I said, but sometimes people get into a situation where they just get, they get too deep into a stock and they don't want to lose it. So, the max is 100% on what you were looking to make on the day. That's the max. I mean, you don't want to push that. But some people try to push that envelope just a little too far, and that's how they get themselves in trouble.
Sure.
But less is best. I agree with that.
Okay. All right, and I'll grab this last question here. It's just pertains specifically to the cost of Lightspeed. So we don't actually charge for the trading platform. You get it as long as you fund an account with the day trading minimums. Obviously, you pay commissions for every trade, which you can find on our website at lightspeed.com/pricing. And again, there's no fees for the platform. You do pay the market data fees for getting real-time level 2 quotes. And they're, I think, about $20 a month for all the different exchanges combined, as long as you're not professional users, meaning you're not registered with a Series 7 or not trading through an entity account. All right. So, Fausto, thank you for a great presentation. I think you did a phenomenal job answering all the questions and walking us through the slides. And again, I'll encourage everyone to sign up to watch Fausto Trade Live tomorrow. I think that's always much more exciting than looking over at slides, and certainly you can learn a lot from it. So
you got to practice. You got to see what you got to see. People have to see what's going on, and it's pretty to put up nice little slides and make things look pretty, and woulda, coulda, shoulda. But you're right. I mean, I specifically love to compete, Mike, for the purpose of and do these events, and and everyone could feel free to learn more about and see those challenges that I do. But I think here's a slide of one of them. Yeah, there's a picture right there, me trading action, a trader challenge. You got to practice your pitch. So if you want to see some real action and see good demonstrations, definitely come and see me tomorrow.
Perfect. So thank you again, and I hope to have you back soon for another webinar. And of course, thank you to our audience for joining us. I hope everyone found this informative. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Good night.